Good afternoon and welcome back to Fuji Speedway in Japan. We're about an hour's drive to the west of the capital city, Tokyo. Now there's work going on at the 77 Proton Ford camp because, well, this is a great view actually of what an LMGT3 car looks like. The centre section is largely production car body shell, but as you can see before and behind, it is a purpose-built racing prototype. There's the engine and subframe waiting to go in after Ben Tuck had a terminal engine failure. In old car terms, it threw a leg out of bed. A conrod went through the bottom of the engine during the free practice session quite early on.
LMGT3 qualifying session has started.
Away we go then. So 17 cars will go out. There's nobody subtracted from the entry list. 77 though will not go out. Was due to be driven by Bernardo Souza. He was looking fairly disappointed.
Ben Keating now goes through by, what is that, 36 thousandths of a second, with Tom Van Rompuy just a further 3 hundredths behind. Top three separated by 0.061 of a second.
Ooh, Thomas Floor, little touch on the barriers, probably hasn't done too much damage, and actually he needs to keep going. James Cottingham going quicker again. Purple sector 1, green sector 2. Here he is, riding the curbs on the exit. That was clean enough. So this should put him to the top of the pile, and this will not change the lead. Well, it'll change the lead group, but it won't change who's in the top 10.
And that's the point now. 5 minutes to go. James Cottingham will go quickest, under 141. Now we switch attention to who's not in the top 10. At the moment, both the Lexus on home ground. The second United Autosports McLaren, the Iron Dames Porsche.
Stefano Gattuso is out. Celia Martin, 85 Porsche, the Iron Dames car, is out. Petru Umbarescu, Darren Leung yet to improve, Ahmed Al-Hati and Thomas Floor. So the one Mustang is in. Gattuso has jumped up, and that means Martin Berry, this man we ride on board in the 61 Mercedes, he's been bumped out as well.
Here comes Martin Berry. What can he do? Not good enough for the AMG man.
Ahmed Al-Hati should move up. This is a better lap from him all round. The 46 car carries the colours of Valentino Rossi. Rossi will get in if they make it through into Hyperpole. At the moment, neither BM is in, neither Mercedes is in. One of the Porsches is out. But here comes Al-Hati.
And this is to see whether or not he can force the second Lexus back into the drop zone. It's Arnaud Raban in the 78 car as the 27 Aston Martin Pitts will do no more in this session. Fourth quickest in the session. Here comes the 46, Al-Hati.
He'll have another chance at the line. He moves up. Both BMWs, both Lexus, both Mercedes, and the Iron Dames are out at the moment.
So Thomas Floor is improving on this lap again. So too is Ahmed Al-Hati. He's first in the drop zone. So too is Arnaud Raban in the number 78 Codis ASP Lexus. He's in the drop zone.
Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out.
Martin Berry, yellow sector 1, yellow sector 2, so no improvement. So he'll come into the pits on this one. So disappointment there. The man in the hat, the boss of the WRT team. So, Vincent Vos looking a little bit disappointed with that.
One still to watch here. Martin Berry, possible, might just do it.
Yellow sector 1 and yellow sector 2 but seems highly unlikely.
But keep an eye. Thomas Floor, by the way, under investigation for an unsafe rejoin after that spin earlier in the session.
And here you've got both McLarens, both Corvettes, both Astons, both Ferraris. The second Porsche didn't get in. But it's interesting that they seem to be a little bit more lining up 2 by 2 almost by make.
More stratified, use that word, but you're absolutely right, it has been much more of a mix-up. And I think what it shows here is these teams as a whole are getting to understand a lot more about the potential in these packages. That's the bronze drivers done. It will be silver drivers next for the Hyperpole session. Barrichello is on an absolute flyer here, and this will be, if he's pulled this final sector together, under 140.
Now we could be then looking at our first two-time pole sitting car of the season, because Eduardo put it on pole in Sao Paulo, and he is on pole at the moment. Wow, there's a sump remover of a curb. That's a great expression. It's big and very high. Sean Gelael currently 9th. Is this going to be a front row starting time? 0.12 of a second faster than anybody else. That's the fastest car. Pera does not improve. He remains 3rd. No, he drops down to 5th now as Sebastian Boe comes across the line. They really are lining up 2 by 2.
By 2 thousandths of a second between the two McLarens. 140.011 for Sean Gelael, 0.13 for Sebastian Boe. But watch Barrichello, because he could well leapfrog both of them with this lap. He's on a flyer now, crosses the line.
Is Robichon going to make it a front row lockout for the Aston Martin team? We've had 2 front row lockouts this season. McLaren have done it, Mustang did it. Aston Martin do not do it. 2nd and 3rd on the grid for the McLaren team, but it is pole for the 2nd time this season for the number 10 Aston Martin. McIntosh, Barrichello and Asseklo, who have taken pole here by 0.03 of a second for Aston Martin.
Hypercar qualifying has started.
But Ryo Hirakawa now coming out the final turn, powering down towards the line. What can he do aboard the number 8 car? 8th quickest at the moment. He'll want a further improvement here, and I think he's going to get one.
He goes top in a 1:29.2. A 1:29.49 was the fastest lap in free practice 3, and Alex Lynn's lap was slower than the slowest lap in free practice 3 in Hypercar. So it is Toyota 1-2 and Porsche 3-4. Mikkel Jensen, purple, green, purple, top of the pile.
Yeah, 1:28.989, but it's shuffling all the time. The 007 drops out.
Carnage.
So both the Aston Martins drop out the top 10. Under 5 minutes to go. This is where it's getting serious. This, Darren Turner, is where they got to nail these laps.
There's Sorensen in front, top of the pile. Dries van Tor, what's he got? Should be in the top 10 with that lap, half a second back.
Watch now, Stoffel van Dorn, Antonio Fuoco, both at the moment needs these laps to count to secure where they're going to be in this order. Are they going to go through to the second session? Because at the moment, neither of them are.
No, and look at where the Toyota has dropped to. Car number 7, Nick de Vries, 0.56 off. He's out. Fuoco, 0.57 off. He doesn't improve. Stoffel van Dorn doesn't improve enough.
Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out.
Come on, how close is it going to be? This is him.
Actually getting a good toe off his teammate then, so maybe that's just enough to find that 0.04 of a second.
Previous was Mikkel Jensen, not enough.
No, it's not enough for him. They've taken the checkered flag. Dries van Tor, no improvement, takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, that's normally what we see, that everybody's got pace enough, but not everybody gets it hooked up in the lap. But the best lap of all half the Dane train, Marco Sorensen. That's impressive stuff. Okay, 54 thousandths, that's nearly double the gap at the top of LMGT3. That's a yawning chasm, but it's definitely not enough to guarantee that they're going to start on pole. And then look at the Alpine, 6, 7 and 8 were separated by about 0.04 of a second.
Three, 2, 1. Start of Hypercar, Hyperpole.
Japanese black kites circling overhead the circuit. Let's see if the Japanese black Toyota car number 8 of Ryo Hirakawa can make an impression here. He's the first man out on track. Charles Malaysia third for Alpine. Could they be a factor?
Malaysia goes to the top with a 132. It's still not where we should be yet.
Alex Lynn might be a lot closer to that though. Again, somebody's gone quicker in Sector 2 than he managed. And again, that somebody's not Ryo Hirakawa, it's actually Charles Malaysia. Lynn goes to the top of the pile. Malaysia is on a quicker lap. Hirakawa is on a quicker lap.
What can he do? Second place, 1.5 seconds back. He can close that gap. Can he overhaul Alex Lynn?
Wow, 2 seconds quicker.
Now we're on it.
Into the 29s. Here we go. Earl Bamber, what's the caddy driver got? 3/10 quicker. We're into the 28s. What's Antonio Giovinazzi, the championship leader, got? And
Lauer goes second.
Second fastest. Giovinazzi goes second fastest ahead of Lauer. Jenson Button watching 38 as I was going to say, where's the Peugeot? What about the Aston Martin as well? What about Robert Kubica? Kubica's up to 6th. The Peugeot has gone second quickest from Mikkel Jensen.
41 thousandths per second behind Earl Bamber. Now it's on. Sheldon van der Linde goes third ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi and Julian Andlauer. 3 minutes to go.
9th to where for Alex Lynn, 9th to first.
Nice to first for last year's pole sitter by 38 thousandths per second. It's a Cadillac Hertz Team Jota 1-2. A rocket to a knife fight, hasn't he? This one is 3/10 up after Sector 2. 1:28.6 becomes what?
4/10 quicker, 1:28.2.
Here comes the Porsche, crosses the line. That is no improvement for Julian Andlauer.
Was that Hirakawa peeling into the pit lane, or was he just going slower?
Here comes Giovinazzi.
Into the pits. Rio shakes his head. No pole here for Toyota.
Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out.
He's on track here. It's within reach, viewed from the front row of the grid for Marco Sorensen.
He needs 0.08 of a second, less than 1/10, and he's up on his previous best in Sector 1 and 2. Is this row 2 of the grid for Aston Martin and Marco Sorensen? He's third fastest. That's sensational.
No, thank you. Honestly, it was a great feeling. The car was amazing, and yeah, we did the job. Honestly, I love this kind of scenario, the qualifying, and yeah, the car's just amazing right now.